What if everything you've been taught about good and evil is a lie? What if morality, as you know it, is just a cage holding you back from your true potential? Welcome to the wild, provocative, and downright mind-bending world of Friedrich Nietzsche's Beyond Good and Evil. This isn't just a book, it's a philosophical grenade that exploded the foundations of Western thought. So buckle up, because today we're diving into Nietzsche's dangerous ideas that challenge everything. If you're ready to question reality itself, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get started. Friedrich Nietzsche, the 19th century German philosopher with the epic mustache, wasn't here to play nice. Published in 1886, Beyond Good and Evil is a call to arms for free thinkers, a manifesto for those brave enough to step outside the herd. Nietzsche didn't just want to debate morality, he wanted to tear it apart and rebuild it. But why? And what makes this book so revolutionary? Let's break it down. Nietzsche starts Beyond Good and Evil with a bold claim: truth isn't what you think it is. For centuries, philosophers like Plato and Kant chased universal truths, big, shiny ideas they thought applied to everyone, everywhere. But Nietzsche, he says, hold up. Truth isn't some divine treasure waiting to be discovered. It's a product of perspective. Your truth, my truth, the neighbor's truth. They're all different, shaped by our experiences, desires, and, most importantly, our will. This idea, called Perspectivism, is Nietzsche's first jab at the establishment. He's saying philosophers aren't uncovering eternal laws, they're just dressing up their biases in fancy words. Imagine a room full of scholars arguing over the truth, while Nietzsche walks in, flips the table, and says, "You're all just making this up." It's radical, it's chaotic, and it sets the stage for everything else in the book. Now, let's get to the heart of the book, the title itself, Beyond Good and Evil. Nietzsche's not saying evil is cool or good is bad. He's saying the whole framework of good versus evil is flawed. It's a trap. For Nietzsche, morality isn't a gift from the heavens. It's a human invention, and not a great one. He introduces two types of morality: master morality and slave morality. Master morality comes from strength, creativity, and independence. Think of a lion ruling the savannah, proud, fearless, making its own rules. Slave morality, on the other hand, comes from weakness, resentment, and fear. It's the morality of the herd, the masses, who band together to say, strength is bad, humility is good, suffering makes you holy. Nietzsche argues that slave morality, often tied to religious systems like Christianity, flips the script to control the strong. It glorifies qualities like pity and obedience to keep people in line. Nietzsche's not subtle about it. He calls this a scam, a way for the weak to drag down the powerful. His challenge? Break free from these chains and create your own values. If you take away traditional morality, what's left? For Nietzsche, it's the will to power. This is the engine of life, the raw, primal drive to create, dominate, and overcome. It's not just about physical power, it's about the urge to shape your world, to leave your mark, to become something greater. Think of an artist pouring their soul into a masterpiece, or an entrepreneur building an empire from nothing. That's the will to power in action. Nietzsche says this drive is what makes us human, but society, through religion, democracy, and conformity, tries to smother it. He's basically screaming, stop apologizing for being strong, embrace your potential. So who's supposed to lead this charge? Enter the free spirit, Nietzsche's ideal of a person who rejects dogma, questions everything, and lives life on their own terms. This isn't about being a rebel for the sake of it, it's about intellectual courage. The free spirit doesn't just follow the crowd or bow to tradition, they forge their own path. And then there's the Übermensch or overman. This is Nietzsche's vision for the future of humanity, a person who doesn't just reject old values, but creates new ones. The Übermensch isn't bound by society's rules or fears. They're a creator, a visionary, a force of nature. Think of them as the ultimate evolution of the free spirit, someone who doesn't just live, but defines what life means. Nietzsche wasn't just philosophizing for fun, he was sounding an alarm. He saw modern society sliding into mediocrity. Democracy, nationalism, and even science were flattening human potential, turning us into a herd, obsessed with comfort and conformity. He despised the idea that everyone should be equal, not because he was a snob, but because he believed true greatness comes from individuals daring to stand out. He also took aim at religion, especially Christianity, calling it a tool to suppress vitality. For Nietzsche, glorifying suffering and humility was a way to keep people weak and obedient. His message? Stop worshiping suffering. Start celebrating life, creativity, and strength. So why should you care about a book written over 130 years ago? Because Nietzsche's ideas are more relevant than ever. In a world of social media echo chambers, cancel culture, and endless debates about right and wrong, Nietzsche forces us to ask, are we just following the herd? Are we creating our own values, or are we swallowing someone else's? Beyond Good and Evil isn't an easy read. It's dense, poetic, and sometimes infuriating. But it's a wake-up call. It dares you to question everything, to embrace your inner strength, and to live life boldly. Nietzsche doesn't give you answers, he gives you a challenge. Become who you are. Nietzsche's Beyond Good and Evil isn't just a book, it's a revolution in thought. It asks you to break free from the chains of tradition, to question what you've been told, and to create your own meaning in a world that's often meaningless. Are you ready to step beyond good and evil? If this video sparked your curiosity, grab a copy of Beyond Good and Evil and dive in. Share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about Nietzsche's ideas? Are you a free spirit, or are you still part of the herd? Hit that like button if you're ready to question everything, subscribe for more deep dives into big ideas, and ring that bell so you don't miss our next video. Until then, keep thinking, keep questioning, and maybe, just maybe, start creating your own values. See you next time.